Alright, so what are you pouring there for the young lady?
Here it's vintage 2013, so the latest vintage release. So for this one, as we talked a little bit about the year earlier, it was a cold year. So when we have a colder year like that, we need to continue the aging a little bit more. We are speaking about 7, 10 years of aging. For this one, it was 8, 8.5 years aging in the cellar with the lease. And then we keep the bottle for at least 1 year, but this one has been disgorged 2 years ago. Okay.
Tasting, I do not speak a lot about the grape varieties that we use. So it's only Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. And usually we do 50-50. Can happen that sometimes we have a little bit more of one grape variety compared to another. For example, 2013, because it was a cold year, Chardonnay were more interesting than Pinot Noir. So for this specific one, we have a little bit more Chardonnay, speaking about 55%. So.
And just to clarify, it can be Grand Cru or Premier Cru fruit that goes into.
Yes. So basically, we don't mention Grand Cru or Premier Cru. We have an access to approximately 700 hectares of vineyard where we can choose the grapes from when we create a vintage. So we never use all of that because, of course, it depends on the years. But in these villages, well, for these hectares, we use 17 Grand Cru. So all the Grand Cru we have access in Champagne, and we always use Haut-Villers, which is a Premier Cru. So we don't want to write Grand Cru or Premier Cru because it's mainly a question of quality. So sometimes we can use also Cumière, Mario-sur-Aï, especially for the red wine when we speak about rosé. So we have an access to only Grand Cru, Premier Cru, and then we can choose from depending on the years.
Okay.
Tasted 2013 before?
Yes, as a matter of fact, last night, right, Melissa?
Yes.
So it's still really fresh in your memory?
I'm sorry?
2013, you had it at
yes, I had it last night. Yes, I did.
They was pointed by the glass. What's the name of the place?
Gilbert. It's a lounge.
It's 2013. We have a few bottles of it.
Yeah, we're in Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
Yeah, that's right.
To me, what you really feel with this champagne, especially on the mouth, is the potential. The acidity, the salinity, the minerality, the freshness that you still have.
This is what we're currently drinking in 2013 down Imperial. Beautiful wine. So Martin, what's your title here?
My title, so I'm a sommelier. To make things simple, I only work for Dom Pérignon. So last year I was a little bit working also for Moët & Chandon, so on the other side. But I joined the team here. Before that, I was doing mainly tasting technique courses, so training professional how to taste wine, beer, wines, champagne, spirits. Especially the sensation that you have on your mouth. I don't know if you see on this wine, you have this chokiness on the top gum, sensation of dryness that comes from the minerality, and also the tactile sensation of the wine is really interesting. So, I was working in that.
Does some of that also comes from the limestone where the grapes are coming from?
Oh, yes, mainly. Especially on the Grand Cru. We don't have that much clay. It's mainly limestone, so we have this concentration. And also the structure, you can feel that the wine is not heavy but intense on the palate. You have this sensation of completeness, and we will see that with the evolution. The more aging you have, the more concentration you have. Okay. But P2, more toward rosé, to go more for this specific kind of wine, because it really shows what we can do here. The potential, the evolution that we can have. And also the freshness. We'll see that with the second wine, so I'm going to bring it now.
Okay, very good. All right, Martin, what do we have for the second one?
So the second one will be Plénitude 2004. So Plénitude 2 2004. So the idea with this wine is to show you, with more time of maturation, not aging, but more time of maturation on the lees in the cellar, how the wine can evolve. It's interesting because 2004 was a classical year, so in a way, 2013 will evolve like 2004.
Oh, okay.
We'll see approximately the same kind of evolution. Of course, it will be different because each year is different, but still.
Okay.
Quite the rule for everyone back then.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look.
Maturation, so at least 15 years.
And what
That's
are we,
amazing.
this is the P2 2004?
Yes.
Okay.
So the latest released on the market. So this one has been disgorged 3 years ago
Okay.
because we need more time after the disgorgement for the wine to rest. Because the wine has been in the cellar for so much time, we need to have more time for the wine to open up and to be sure that the wine is still good. So that's why you don't hear me open the bottle. I open all the bottle before the tasting, so the wine can breathe and not be too reductive.
All right, let's talk about that a little bit. Would you decant champagne at all?
No, except for one reason. If you do a disgorgement à la volée, so if you go into a cellar and you just remove the yeast in the cellar, in that case, I would decant it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, especially for old vintage, I would not.
Okay.
Because it will change too much and too fast. So basically, you will harm the bubbles of the wine, and also you will over-oxidate the wine. So I would not recommend it for champagne, especially old champagne, with one exception. If you just disgorge the bottle, in that case, yes, because you don't have the sugar you have. Yeah, you need the wine to open up, and it will be faster.
So never outside.
No, I would not recommend it. Oh, you can play with it, but
How long have these been open for, roughly?
Um, basically when you arrive, I open them. So yeah, one before.
Okay.
So I'm sure that the wine is open up, but I do that also for red and white. And if I feel that the wine is already too oxidated, I just reclose it with a Coravin system, for example, and just stop the bottle.
This P2, it has great richness to it, and just complexity and strength to it. Yes.
The feeling, first by the nose, you really feel that buttery pastry notes that
yes.
comes out.
Mm-hmm.
This is mainly coming from the lees. In the bottle, the lees will bring their aromas, and you can really feel this patisserie sensation. All these notes comes from the aging.
Next question might sound silly, but what was the first time they started making the P series?
So before that, it was called Enotech and Enotech.
Mm-hmm.
And the main problem with Enotech is that you didn't know the disgorgement date. So between an Enotech, let's say 78, for example, and an Enotech that was 59, the first big vintage of Dom Perignon, between these two vintages, you couldn't tell which one was the most recent because you didn't have an idea of when the bottle had been disgorged. So the first wine to have P2 was 98. So nearly in time, close enough, because P3 doesn't exist at the moment for 98.
Yeah.
We would be able to do P3, P2, vintage, comparison, same wine, different moment. At the moment, we can only do that with P2.
Yeah.
So P2 vintage.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you really feel multiple layers of notes for the 2004 in comparison to 13. 13 is mainly fruits. Of course, a little bit of autolysis because it's still 8 years in the cellar, but mainly varietal notes. For the second one, you have more deepness, it's more rich, and also you start to have nutty aromas, a little bit of smokiness as well. This is coming through the aging.
Special.
Yeah.
I think the 2004 is really special, but I mean, I can drink the 13 now and be very happy with it. Yeah. What do you guys think?
P2.
All right.
I'm
You.
gonna go with that too. P2 for the win.
What about you?
I'm gonna go with P2, only
P2.
because it's very special.
Yeah, it's real special.
Or you will need to wait the P2 2013. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's going to be how many years we got to wait for that one now?
Yeah, Just 7 years.
All right, Paul. We'll be back to see you in 7, 8 years. All right, Martin. What we have here now?
So for the first rosé, it's going to be 2009. So the latest rosé we had on the market.
You've had this too, Mike. You might not remember though.
So this one have been, it has this one have been released last year, at the end of last year.
Mhm.
So pretty recently.
Yeah.
But of course, we still keep the wine here in this gorgement. So the wine have been ready for a longer time. Just released.
Why the reds out of the bigger glasses?
Mainly because with the tannins, so we do rosé by blending white wine and red wine in Champagne, which is really specific from Champagne. And so by doing that, we also add more tannins comparing to a normal rosé. So basically, because of the tannins, because of also the time of aging, it's 2009 for vintage. So if you compare with 13, it's 4 more years in aging in the cellar. So when you take that all into matters, we have done blind tasting with different glasses, so same wine, different glasses, and it was more revealing of all the aromas in this kind of glasses. So yeah, bigger because many the tannins and the structure. You can also see that we go forth in time. We don't go back in time. We go from 2004 to 2009 because even if it's 2009, it's still more powerful than the 2004.
Is there when you're blending because the normal blend is Chardonnay, Pinot, and
Yes.
maybe. Is there times when you have more of one than the other depending on the growing season?
The idea is still to keep this tension between the Chardonnay and the Pinot Noir. We don't want, it's also a philosophic question. We don't want to have 75% of Pinot Noir, for example. So even when we do rosé, we keep the 50%, 50%. So basically, for the 3 rosé you're going to taste, we have 10% of red wine, which is pretty low in Champagne at the moment. And the main reason for that is that, yes, we want to have the rosé color, we want to have the tannins, but because we concentrate so much the power of the Pinot Noir for the red wine, we need to still have 50% of Chardonnay.
Okay.
So let's say we have 40% white wine from Pinot Noir, 10% red wine from Pinot Noir, and 50% Chardonnay, so white wine.
2009 down rosé. Cheers.
Mine, speaking about the year 2009, was a really hot year, same as 2003, 2006, 2005, for example. For us, for this hot year, of course, the first thing when you smell it, a lot of fruits. It's really fruity, embracing. You have this sensation of, once again, completeness, but also the true fruity sensation. So black fruit, red fruit.
Delicious.
It is. Wow. What is it? Cranberry maybe or something to that effect? Yeah.
Yeah, cranberry.
Yeah.
To me, red fruit,
Mhm.
the wood red fruit, so a little bit more on the acidic side.
Mhm.
So this is why cranberry for me it's
Yeah.
pretty close.
Beautiful wine. Yeah.
Oh, it's very dry though. To me, I like.
In terms of tactile sensation, you have this sensation of having something a little bit more rough. This is the tannins. So you still have the chalkiness that brings this dryness on the top gum, but in the mouth you also feel that the mouth is constricted in a way, a little bit more, it's a bit more tough. And this is why we pour it after 2004. If you quickly retaste 2004, so easy,
Yes.
so accessible.
Yes.
So you have this sensation of a mattress in a way, like it's really embracing and really easy drinking in comparison to the rosé.
We got a big boy here. We like big bottoms. What we got right here?
You can see here a first big difference.
Oh.
Well, big. 2 times bigger. So yeah, this is a Magnum. Why did I choose to go for a Magnum? So it's 2008. So we can compare 2009, 2008. Understand
But
that you
is that
already
a
done
fair?
6.
But is it a fair fight? You got 8 out of Magnum. We got 9 out of 750.
Yeah, but because we keep the bottle a little bit longer for
Mhm.
Magnums,
Yes.
so basically we have the same disgorgement date,
Okay.
even if it's 2009 and 2008, because the volume is different. So to me, even if it's Magnum and bottle, you have a more precise comparison between the two vintages because they have been disgorged at the same time.
Okay.
I have more technical knowledge than some sommelier, for champagne at least. Champagne is so.
All right, Martin. What do we have here now?
So here we have 2008.
Out of Big Boy Magnum. Mike,
Yes.
Get that bottle footage. Thank you. Don't be messing around with this. Big Boy Magnum. Really nice. All right, Martin. What we got here?
We don't do a lot of magnums, so
Okay.
it's a nice thing. To be
Well,
able to-
we really appreciate it today. Thank you very much for that.
So this is 2008. So 2008 was more like 2004 and 2013, so more of a classical year. So good balance between the acidity, between the Chardonnay and the Pinot Noir. So a good tension between these two grapes variety. And you can, for me, definitely feel it, the smell, the sensation in the mouth. 2009 is really intense, strong in a way. For 2008, it's more balanced. In a way, it's more close to a representation of what people expect when they're drinking rosé champagne, as you have a more light sensation. And also because it's in Magnum, you have this creaminess that comes. So to me, 2008 will be more easy, and 2009 will be more focused on what we can produce if you really want to make a strong red wine and to go more into a Burgundy style.
So explain to people how you get the color, that color in the rosé.
Yes. So basically, the first thing is the amount of red wine.
Is it a still red wine or you?
Yes. So basically, we have several plots of vineyard that we only use for red wine.
Mhm.
So basically, they are conducted like in Burgundy. So we do Pinot Noir like in Burgundy, with a strong charpente, and we want to concentrate as much as possible. So with these specific plots, so we have one just here in Auvillers, in Hailly, Mouzy, Cumières as well. So all these plots, we do a lower yield in order to have more concentration. Then they are vinified by a specific person in a specific winery in order to make a strong red wine.
Mhm.
And then we are blending these red wines with white wines.
Yes.
And so the color comes from that. And then you have more hint of an orange touch on these wines comparing to a more pink note. This is coming with time. Time for the red wine, basically it's an oxidation. You have the phenolic component that will oxidate and change the color. So it go from pink or violet at the beginning, then pink to orange. And you see that when you have a longer time of aging, it goes more and more orange. You see that also in red wine.
Yeah, of
Young
course.
red wine is
It
pink.
gets darker as it ages. It gets lighter.
It's the same in champagne.
Mhm.
Because we are blending red and white, so we have tannins, we have anthocyane, and this is what brings the color.
Okay.
Do not hesitate if I'm too technical, if you want me to
No,
summarize.
no, we get technical around here. Get as geeky as you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what the French equivalent to geeky would be. Like rebel.
Hold on, Martin,
Yes.
for a minute. Okay. You guys, what's the favorite here? I mean, do you have a favorite out of 8 and 9?
Definitely.
I like 8 more than 9.
I like 8 more.
Why?
than nine.
Why? Why?
It's
It's
just
a little
maybe
bit softer.
it's a little more impulsive.
I think 8 has more structure than
Yeah.
9.
She's
Myself
more elegant.
personally.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
have some
just personally.
fruitiness.
I mean, 9 is kind of easy to drink now. I think it has a tad bit more fruit up front, but I think 8 is.
It's more approachable for the rosé market.
Yeah.
I would say.
To me, it depends if you're looking more towards the chemical side, so the fruitiness, the aromas,
Mhm.
or if you go for the physical side. the sensation you have in the mouth. And yeah, the tension on 2008 is really good.
So you got another surprise for us?
Yes,
Okay.
one last wine.
One last one. We can't wait. Okay, so Martin just brought us out a real special wine. What do we have here, Martin?
So it's a P2 rosé. So you can see with the label, it's a more intense color, 95. Because I've heard that you have.
It's one of my
the
favorite wines in
95s.
the whole world, rosé. No doubt about it. Appreciate it. Thanks, Tara, too. Thanks to you guys. Awesome. Wow. You want to introduce yourself to us?
Yes. My name is Thierry from Champagne.
Uh-huh.
I work here since 2015.
Okay.
I'm in charge of the property and also doing testing along Martin as well.
He's doing an excellent job. He might be up for a promotion sometime.
Yeah, I heard about this. But I have a good time. And then I hear that you are passionate about 1995,
Absolutely.
which
Yes.
is also one of my favorite vintages.
Oh, wonderful. Yes.
So I'm glad we are able to select it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Well, I'm sure you will have some with us, please.
Yeah.
Oh, that's happening.
So what do you prefer so far? What's your favorite?
Well, the P2, the 04 is blowing everybody away. Yeah, the P2.
Especially, I think it's showing even better nowadays because it's been disgorged in 2021.
Yes.
So it's been a straight in disgorge and then more weight, better, everything is taken into the different position to really reach deeper harmony. So it's a great experience. And then I think there is a link in between 2004 and Rosé 2009, because in Champagne we say Sabinot, and Sabinot is the highlight of the Pinot Noir expression.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So if you feel it, if you smell it, you will feel a different expression, but still a little bit of the link.
Very good. Thank you. This is
We are
P2
waiting,
2009. Wow, that's special.
to try out,
Thank you.
to be able to reproduce.
Yeah. Okay, so Martin's going to tell us his impression of the 1995 P2 Dame Rosé. But my first question, I think I know the answer. You've had this wine before, right? Have you had this?
95, yes.
Okay. All right. So let's see what your impression of it this time around. Yes.
So the first thing to me is, of course, it's more evolved because.
What do you mean by evolve?
We go more for the tertiary notes in
Yes,
terms of aromas. So you can feel, of course, it's coming from the oxidation, the age, the time, but really an evolution of the aromas you would have in 2009, 2008, but more jammy, so more concentrated, a little bit more sweet as well, and of course more nutty notes, the nutty flavors, and you also find the sensation of the 2004, the pastry notes. So to me, it gives me a sensation of sweet desserts, comforting desserts.
I can see that also. Yeah.
It smells like home in a way.
Pablo looks like it. You don't imagine. That is on a diet. It's on a diet.
Pablo was missing out. If you were any happier, you know, you wagging your tail.
Yeah, I know. I'm really happy. But the fruit has evolved from. I want to call it. Maybe rhubarbish? Rhubarb? Yep. Rhubarb? Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
Got a little tart.
Yeah.
And to me, what's amazing is you still have the acidity, you
Yeah.
still have the
Oh, yes.
potential.
Very.
Because it's been released like 2 or 3 years ago.
What's that now? Say that.
It has been released 2 or 3 years ago.
This was only released?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So basically for the rosé, we always do
Oh,
a
the
longer term of
P2.
aging.
Yeah. I don't think the one that I had was the. I didn't have the P2 initially. No. Yeah. So this P2, it was released. So how many years was it before it's been, I mean, I call it money sleeping, really. You know, because, you know, you guys aren't making any money off of it, it's just resting, so. So how many years this was 20 years before, 10?
So for
Well,
the
95
P2
would be
rosé,
19.
for the P2 rosé is a bit special because we do longer term of aging
Mm-hmm.
because of the tannins. So
Okay.
for the vintage we do 12 minimum, and
Okay.
for the P2 rosé at least 20.
Okay.
So always a longer time. So this one has been released. So this got 21, as Thierry said. So yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah. It also depends on the vintage.
Mm-hmm.
96, for example, as the P2 rosé was released before 95, because the wine was ready before. But it's just a matter of 1 or 2 years. It was the same with the white. 2009 was released before 2008, which doesn't make sense because of the time of aging. But the wine wasn't ready. So it was the same here. We need the wine to be ready. To wait that the wine is ready.
Well, thanks, guys. This is incredible tasting here with incredible wines. Wow.
And speaking about color, you can see there is
Oh, the colors,
little
yes,
bit of
exactly.
difference.